Triangle Lake is located in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, just to the west of Steuben, and has 2 dispersed campsites on it that are not marked on Google Maps. There are signs along the side of the road indicating where the lake campsites are at. There's only 2 sites, and I visited site number 2 first. I just want to take a quick second to remind everybody that some of the roads that you go to try to get to dispersed campsites and some of the campgrounds in Michigan's Upper Peninsula are extremely rough, very unmaintained, and just hard to get down. Several of these I would not recommend doing unless you have an all-wheel drive vehicle and are comfortable being out in extreme remote areas with no cell service and running the risk of breaking down or getting stuck while you're out there all alone. The road getting here was kind of rough, and I wasn't surprised that there was nobody here at the site number 2 because the trail getting back was scraping both sides of my small SUV just to get to this location. The site for site number 2 is plenty big enough if you can get back here for several tents, and it even has a small spot to launch a boat or to walk horses down to the water. I mention horses because Triangle Lake sites are sitting along the Pine Martin Run Trail, which is a very popular equestrian trail in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. One feature about site number 2 that I personally really like is that as you go down the Pine Martin Run, site number 2 runs you right through an old cedar stand. I love old cedar stands. I think they're super interesting to walk through, and you can see the trail just to the left there. It's all old cedar growth. So that's super neat. Might draw a few more mosquitoes than what a dry pad would do, but I really enjoyed this campsite here. Only 1 fire ring, and now we're off to site number 1. Doing this a little backwards, you do have to pre-register for these sites online, or you can call the ranger station and register with them via phone. Site number 1 is a little bit easier to get down and has a nice sandy beach going out into the lake on this side. There was a large trailer already here camping. You can see it way off there in the distance. But this site, even though it's just 1 site here, it's plenty big enough to hold probably 4 or 5 large travel trailers or even 5th wheels. You can see the nice sandy beach looking out over Bass Lake. I did not see the equestrian trail on this side, however, I did really like this site.